A new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah. 8 nights of winning insights.
Well, they may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go yet.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, I guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
In-game live continues. I am Gabriel Morency. Happy New Year's to everybody joining us. Those of you on the East Coast, I know it's getting closer. We're on the West Coast right now. So it's still a little bit early, but I know the festivities have begun. Tickets, like I said earlier, guys, tickets for this Team Canada versus Team USA hockey game tonight in Ottawa, the Canadian capital. It's in the same building the Ottawa Senators play in, actually. Were more expensive than any of the college football playoff games. Pretty wild. $400 for a World Junior ticket tonight, and that was like to sit in the upper deck, the upper rows of the arena in Ottawa. It has been a very entertaining hockey game. Canada are dominating, but the U.S. goalie is he's a wall, and Canada just can't bury it. So it's 1-0. They're out shooting them like 26-9 right now or so, give or take. We got Brady Cannon joining us in a couple of minutes. Sean Higgs will be joining us later. George Kurtz in the house with us right now. Still scoreless Vancouver and Calgary. Still 1-1 Utah and Edmonton. So as far as the NFL is concerned, we'll see what Ashton Genty does here in the second half. But, man, I wouldn't bury the kid because he's only got 39 yards in the first half, right? There's two halves to a football game. We'll see if Boise can get back in this thing. NFL football this weekend, Kurt's always tricky. The last games of the year. Baltimore, 17.5-point favorites against Cleveland on Saturday. And then you've got the Saturday night game, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bengals, 1.5-point road favorites in that game. And, of course, the playoff scenario in the AFC is if Denver win or tie, they're in. If Kansas City can beat Denver and the Dolphins beat the Jets, then the Miami Dolphins are in. If the Dolphins lose and the Broncos lose, the Bengals get in. All the talk about the Bengals, the Dolphins have the better chance of getting into the playoffs. And then, of course, you got the Sunday nighter with everything on the line with the Vikings and the Lions. And you and I talked about it last night, Kurtz, but Dan Campbell kind of patting himself on the back after the game last night. And, puffing his chest out. This is what we do. We're here to kick ass, and, we go all in every week, and that's the only way we play, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, yeah, all right, coach, you're not the wide receiver or whatever that's going to be in a hot tub tomorrow, right? Okay, you survived without any major injuries. You still got your players beat up. It was a physical football game. I know he wants to be the toughest guy on campus all the time and stuff, but they could live to regret this. Like, the Vikings are getting 3 points in this game, Kurtz.
As you said, all right, they got their guys beat up. It was a great game, by the way. A lot of fun here. And listen, I love Dan Campbell. You won me a lot of money last night by doing what you did, so thank you. But NFL-wise, it wasn't smart, you know. And listen, Gabe, let's not forget, they have a short week. They were on the West Coast on a Monday night game. They have a short week here. I would not have done this if I was Dan Campbell. You can beat your chest now. And I had somebody on Twitter in the industry pointed out today, the more I listen to Dan Campbell, the more I agree that he should have played his players last night. We can all agree. Guess what? Until that player gets hurt. Right? It'll happen. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. You play somebody in a meaningless game, you're going to lose that player. Right? Until Gibbs tears his ACL, St. Brown, breaks an ankle, whatever. Then you're going to feel like an idiot. Then you got a lot of explaining to do. Right now, it looks like it worked out for you, right? And that's fantastic. But your players are probably more sore than they had to be. You could have been fresher. I'm not saying they should have sat. But, like I said, I won the Gibbs. Remember, I was complaining last night that Gibbs didn't. There was 19 touchdowns. I didn't have a Gibbs anytime touchdown, and he got the last one in the fourth quarter. I can't believe he got it in the fourth quarter. Why is he in that game at that point? Jahmyr Gibbs, who's been utterly fantastic, you had to be in the game late. It just made no sense to me.
And you've already lost Montgomery.
It was great, but you're just right. And you already lost Montgomery. You lose Gibbs, it's all over but the crying. Right? It made no sense. But hey, it worked out for you. But sooner or later, it won't.
I'm leaning, like I said, I'm leaning with the Vikings in this game. I don't want, I like the Lions. I don't want to undersell them. I'd like to see the Lions do well. But I think the Vikings are the most disrespected team in the NFL, Kurtz. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, we get it. Sam Darnold's the quarterback. Fine, deal with it. I saw a graphic tonight, and, whatever. You can always make numbers look like everything, Kurtz. But it was like it was split in three. Lamar, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold's numbers. And it basically said Sam Darnold MVP. He wasn't far off those guys, like minus the rushing. You know what I mean? He doesn't have a ton of interceptions. He's on a 14-2 football team, and he's throwing dimes. People don't want to give him credit. But you take the Sam Darnold element out of it, George, and the Vikings are just a damn good football team, bro. Flores is a great defensive coordinator. I brought it up last night. They lead the league, the Vikings. It's not the Seahawks anymore. It's the Vikings. 19 false start penalties, George, by visiting teams in that stadium. It's the most in the National Football League. It's loud as hell in there. He's super aggressive. He blitzes all the time. They got a bunch of good young players on defense. And their offense, bro, it's like Cincinnati of the NFC, man. You got Addison. You got Jefferson. You got Hawkinson. You got Aaron Jones. They're a dangerous football team. And you got a great coach.
I agree with everything you said, by the way. The two teams I've definitely disrespected the most in the NFL this season were Pittsburgh in the AFC and Minnesota in the NFC. And I've said it multiple times here. Pittsburgh they're sort of playing down to it now. Minnesota's not. And I think Minnesota takes care of business Sunday night. It just comes down to the fact that Detroit can't keep winning games 42-35. You just can't do it. All right. I think Detroit's going to score their share of points. All right. But I think Minnesota will stop the Detroit offense more than the Detroit defense will stop the Minnesota offense. So it's just that simple for me. I don't know if the Detroit defense can stop anybody. I just don't. All right. Purdy went up and down the field last night, 377 yards before he got hurt. Even Josh Dobbs came in and scored a touchdown here. So, no, I'm on the Vikings. I think they beat Detroit here. I think they win the division. I guess the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC goes through Minnesota. Not that I'm going to feel all that bad for Detroit. I think they'll be fine. But I just think it's unfortunate with all the injuries. I know they'll get some guys back in the wild card round. It is important for them to win this weekend, maybe get more guys back from the divisional round here. I just don't see it unless Sam Darnold does become that pumpkin. Unless he starts throwing interceptions here, I don't see how that Detroit defense is stopping Jefferson, is stopping Addison, is stopping Jones, is stopping Hawkinson. I just don't see it.
You know what's really wild? Kurt's just with us for like another 2 minutes. Brady Cannon's going to step up and in on the other side. You know what's wild about this? It looks like the Rams are going to do the smart thing. The Rams the spread's up to 5.5 right now. So it looks like Seattle will want to win on the way out and whatever. So I can see Seattle beating the Rams in that game. And then the Bucs win, right? Suddenly the Bucs and the Rams, as far as the seeding is concerned, it would be the 4-5 matchup. So where I'm going with this, Kurtz, is you can suddenly the loser. I think this is how it's going to play out. Like the loser of the Lions and Vikings is going to have to go on the road and play against the LA Rams. That's going to be the game.
That would likely be the game because you said the Rams. Hey, thank you, McKay, for telling us, by the way, that you're going to bench everybody. At least I know that.
Yeah, he's like the opposite of Dan Campbell. He's like, right. We're not.
Well, they've been hurt, man. You can't get Nakua hurt. You can't get Stafford hurt, or else it's all over but the crying here. And, by the way, Washington, they need to win this weekend as well against Dallas because they probably want to avoid playing Philadelphia, right? You don't want to be the 7th seed. You play Philadelphia in the first round here. You move up, you'll play either Tampa or the Rams, whoever Detroit or Minnesota doesn't. So that's another reason why I think Washington.
Philadelphia have issues, though, now, bro, with the quarterbacks, their injuries and stuff. Maybe you wouldn't mind playing Philly next week.
I don't think Hurts is going to play this weekend. I think he'll be okay. I assume he'll pass the concussion protocol by next weekend. I don't know if they're playing Saturday or Sunday. Although it wouldn't shock me, by the way, if the NFL makes that the Monday night game to give Hurts a couple of extra days to pass that protocol here. The NFL does weird things like that. But I think Hurts will be the quarterback there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be on the Sunday night. Where do you think the Bills game will be? What's your guess?
Late Sunday afternoon.
Thanks, George.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
Yeah, this is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go here.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashed in.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Here we go, in-game live. Me and Brady Cannon can't wait to start talking already. My man, Happy New Year, Brady. Thanks for joining us tonight live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, has the ball dropped anywhere yet? I guess on the other side of the world.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
not.
Australia and places like Philippines.
Right. Hey, I got one for you, man. I heard about this. I filled in for Craig Mish today on Newswire, And Frank, the great
I
producer.
saw some of it. Good job. Good job. Yeah, I didn't know if it was live or not, but yeah, good job. I saw it.
You're like, he doesn't look like Craig. What's going on here? But somebody had set up quite the creative little deal here. Somebody has put together a little montage, I guess, where you can start in the 6th inning of the World Series. You know, you press play at a certain point, however many minutes before, midnight strikes. And midnight will strike exactly when the ball drops out of Aaron Judge's hand in center field. Yeah. That's a tough one, right? Yankee fans, not a fun way to end 2024, but I thought that was pretty creative.
No, and they lost Soto on the way out too.
Yeah.
Listen, ouch. you know, I love the Dodgers to death, but even I'm like, dude, like we gotta play the Yankees again in the World Series. Like they're really gonna hate us. Like between the Fat Joe smack talk and that's a great one with Aaron Judge and the ball drop. I remember that at the parade a couple of days after they won in L.A., a fan grabbed the mic from one of the KTLA anchors were on the street. And he goes, "Hey, did you hear they signed Aaron Judge to work New Year's Eve because he's great at dropping the ball?"
Yeah,
so this
right.
this one been going well. And in fact, that ball just sold actually, just for the record. I don't know if you saw that, and Yankee fans were pissed. The New York media, like, "Oh, you guys were like grabbing and trying to attack Mookie Betts during the game, and you're offended that the ball was sold." So yeah, I don't know. It was someone, Michael Kay or someone on WFAN went off. The Dodgers are classless. I expected more from the Dodgers than bidding the ball that Aaron Judge dropped. The Dodgers,
you know what they also are?
It was Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball owned the ball. The Dodgers weren't the ones.
Right. Yeah.
Major League Baseball, they give the money to charity and they auction off everything, like in game. Oh my God. Big play, Boise. Big play, Boise. Touchdown, Boise. I'm on Boise, Brady, if you can tell. Touchdown, Broncos!
Was it Ashton Jeanty?
No, it wasn't. It was Matt Lauder. 53-yard touchdown catch.
Well, you know what?
Wow.
Hopefully you're on the right side. I recommended that side to a friend of mine who's from Boise, Idaho, earlier today and was looking for a bet on the game. And I said, the people I trust are taking the points with the Broncos here. And here's a quote from my friend Seamus McGee at BetMGM. He said, the Penn State faithful are backing the Nittany Lions heavily in this quarterfinal game. And Boise State and Heisman runner-up Ashton Jeanty covering the number would be great for the book. Again, that was Seamus McGee of BetMGM. And Gabe, we know they build big hotels with torn-up 3-team parlay tickets, right? More often than not, I like to be on the side of the book. Right. So if the book needs Boise, I don't mind seeing Boise get it done here. I hope they win the darn thing outright and knock off some big boys from the Big Ten. Go Mountain West out here from Rebel Country, right?
UNLV, go fight, win. Hey, UNLV, man. Who would ever thought that they'd be better at hockey and football than basketball? Dude, their hockey team beat Boston University the other day. They won.
I didn't even know they had a hockey team.
Yeah, they beat a national champion.
They're not Division I, right? It's a club. It's a club. I don't think it's a Division I team, is it?
They are. They're damn Arizona State. All these teams.
That had to have come about since the Golden Knights. By the way, representing the Knights with my shirt tonight. But
and I'll see you before then, Brady. But the Frozen Four, the NCAA hockey Final Four, they call the Frozen Four. Right. This year it's in St. Louis. In a couple of months it's in St. Louis. Next year, bro, T-Mobile, Las Vegas, the Frozen Four. Yeah, man, they're going to be badass. I'm hoping Michigan. How about Michigan today? 16.5-point underdogs. They pull it off again.
What's the odds that the 2024 Michigan Wolverines, and you know this team very well, obviously the national championship last year, you knew there was some drop-off. They lose their coach. They lose a lot of players, what have you. What are the odds that they finish their season with a win over Ohio State and Alabama? I mean, that's plus 500. I mean 50,000, right? That's 500 to 1.
Unbelievable, man. I was thinking about that, and the games are so far apart. But I couldn't help but think, man, what would that parlay have played? The old rollover. If you played like a Michigan money line, Ohio State, and said, yeah, roll it over, Michigan money line, against Alabama.
Well,
and, we're
I
going to
think
get
it
you
was
out of
about
here.
9-1. I think it was 9-1 over Ohio State, and today was about plus 550.
Yeah. You're right. Today was plus 550. So we're coming up against the break. We'll get you out of here on the other side, New Year's Eve. I know you got some things to do. But quickly tomorrow before the break, college football, the 3 playoff games. Did you play anything, or what's the word on the street that you're hearing?
I have not played anything, and I don't know if I will. I take that back. I played Oregon. Plus the 2.5. We're already seeing some 2s in the market. The early consensus was Ohio State, but I think the number 1 seed's being a little disrespected here. So I'm going to play that angle. I think I like the Texas side of the big favorites. I like Boise State tonight. Of the big favorites, I think Texas has a shot to roll Arizona State, as much as I like to root for the old Pac-12 boys. And then in the late one, I'm kind of leaning Notre Dame. Everybody just has a hard time getting off Kirby Smart and Georgia because we're so used to that. I think it might be the year for the Irish.
Yeah, I'm one of them, part of that, buying into the Georgia trade of Kirby. I think he's 6-2 in playoff games. Georgia's been in this moment many times. And I almost think their backup and they have a backup quarterback, but Notre Dame doesn't really know what to prepare for here. There's not a lot of tape of this kid.
Yeah.
Not a lot of tape, man. Carson Beck, quite frankly, turned the ball over a lot, Brady. Like, they don't have great wide receivers. You look at Georgia, dude, they lost Brock Bowers, who's a freaking stud, and they lost Ladd McConkey, who's a stud. Yep. They don't, no one stepped up. They finally caught up to them. They always just sort of reloaded. They finally caught up to them.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover.
So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this bet than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all people.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go here.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Well, we've got ourselves a game. Penn State's starting to punch back a little bit right now. Boise have played themselves back into this contest. But Penn State are moving the football right now. 17-14 football game. Penn State are now laying 19.5. It got as high as 16.5. In-game total is where we started at 54.5. All right, we only got Brady for a couple of more minutes. He can stay all night, but he's going out New Year's Eve. So what's your quickly? What are your plans, Brady, tonight, New Year's Eve? We appreciate you joining us. Figured you're on the West Coast. You're in Vegas. And I know you're a businessman. You're always thinking on top of things, Brady. So I knew it was too early for you to have drinks in the hand already.
Yeah, absolutely. I have massive plans tonight, Gabe. I have to run out of here real quick because the wife is hungry. I got to go grab a pizza and bring it back and sit on the couch. Yeah, it's a big to-do here for New Year's Eve at the Cannon House.
It's funny because George Kurtz asked me, he goes, what are you going to do after the show? I said, I'm going to have some drinks. And I said, I might order a pizza. I guess what?
Right, there you go.
It's like, so it's like, see, I think I might order a pizza, a little New Year's Eve pizza here.
Yeah,
give the guy a nice
exactly
tip
right.
since he's working on New Year's Eve.
Right,
delivered.
right.
So golf, man. And I want to get into the NFL. I'm dying your take on some of these games, especially that Vikings and Lions game. But golf season's over. I mean, the silly season or the golf off season's over already.
Right.
Kapalua here, Brady. You got some picks for us. You know, we're so thinking college football, and we're not on tomorrow, New Year's Day. So what do you got for us? What should we be betting on?
Well, a couple things. First of all, Adam Kaufman and I are on New Year's Day tomorrow. We'll come on at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on for 4 hours covering all of the college football.
During the Peach Bowl. Perfect.
Yeah. Second of all, I kind of lean towards the Lions only because it seems like everybody's liking the Vikings, and myself included, but I'm like, and now the line's and the line's gone to 3, and I'm like, okay, so something's funny here. But anyway, the golf, yeah, here we are at gorgeous Kapalua, Maui. You know, we flipped the calendar and we flipped to a new season on the PGA Tour. It's always, you know, when you're cold and in the wintertime and the first few days of January roll over and you turn on the TV and you're looking at the Pacific Ocean and Maui and Kapalua, and it's really nice. I played 4 outrights. Hideki Matsuyama at 22-1 has had success here at this course early in his career. But you know what's funny, Gabe? This course is really correlated to Augusta National and also Riviera Country Club. Guys that have won or done well at Augusta and guys that have done well at Riviera in LA for the Genesis. Hideki's won both, and he's done well here as well, and he just won back in August in Memphis. So I think the form is probably still decent, and I think he makes sense at this course. So Hideki's my shortest shot at 22-1. Took Byung Hoon An, Benny An, at 35-1. He just won on the DP World Tour in late October, and he finished 4th here last year. Also last year finished 16th at the Masters and 16th at Riviera. So I think he makes sense as well. Hits the ball a long way. It's a monster of a course that I've been lucky enough to play half a dozen times, and I just love the track. And then JT Poston at 45-1, who also I figure is in pretty good form because he just won right here in Vegas in late October at TPC Summerlin. He finished 5th here last year, and he's a birdie fest type of guy. He can roll in putts with the best of them, one of the best putters in the world. So I think he makes sense. And then I went with a long bomb. I mean, this guy makes as many birdies and as many putts as anybody in the world. He's Cam Stewart's favorite guy. This is an ode to Mr. Stewart, the Prime Minister, at 80-1. We're going to go with Eric Cole. And he finished 14th here last year, made the cut at the Masters in his first ever try. So I think he's going to be involved in the mix. Again, the wind is supposed to blow on Thursday and blow pretty heavy. But the other 3 days, it's supposed to be just normal island breeze at 10 to 15 miles an hour. And I think we're going to get some low scores. So I think you want guys that can make birdies. And JT Poston and Eric Cole and Benny An and Hideki are certainly, they all check those boxes.
Brady Cannon with us. We've got about 30 seconds on the way out. Brady, anything in the NFL that you like this week? It's a tricky card.
It is, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't dived in. I've been working on this golf. The general rule is I want to play teams that are looking to play spoiler against teams that must win. Teams that must win must not be that good. I'll be going that direction.
I like where we're going with that. People, I'm betting on them because they need the win. Yeah, that's the road to hell. Thanks, Brady. Happy New Year, buddy.
You too, man.
Enjoy the pizza.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all. It's
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this bet than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoff.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go yet.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, I guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
In-game live game day continues. Happy New Year's to everybody joining us on the SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. We had one of our patented commercial break touchdowns. It's always going to happen. They've been looking at this for a little bit. They've been looking at this for a while. And it's Tyler Warren again. He's got 6 catches for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. This kid is just unstoppable. You know, what a great football player. Just, you know, one of these ballers that you want on your football team. But he's showing that he's got great hands as well. And nice feet. He's made 2 great catches at the back of the end zone. That, like, you know, very skilled player. Like I said, this guy, just, you know, great college football player. He'll be great in the NFL as well. I'm pulling for Boise. Nothing against Penn State personally. I'm a Big Ten guy. But I'm pulling for Boise. So I was a little frustrated that they didn't, you know, hold them to a field goal. But at the same point in time, I do also have money on the over. And I'm also not a Boise State fan. And I also have Boise State plus the points. So we've got a game going on, 24-14 right now. 24-14. And the new point spread is 10.5 and 57.5 is the new total. So it has spiked up. It fell down. It went to as low as 50.5. And it only really went as high as like 54.5. So the total really has been just sort of locked right in that bubble, right in that zone where it started. And similar, the point spread has been all over the place. Point spread got high. It got, it Snoop Dogged its way up to 16.5 at one point. Now sitting at 10.5. Boise look more comfortable on offense right now. Let's check in with some of the numbers for the prop bettors out there, although I know, and I think it's so stupid, right? You're going to legalize something, just legalize it. Where in a lot of states, people tell me, hey, Morency, I can't play these college football player props. It's like, really? They're ridiculous. You know, some of these laws are just so stupid that they have. All right, so we like the Boise State quarterback, Maddox Madsen, over 175.5 passing yards. He's already at 186. So we're going to cash the Maddox Madsen ticket. We cashed the Ashton Genty over 1.5 catches. But Genty has been held in check on the ground. Gentry's got 14 carries for 42 yards. He doesn't have a touchdown in the game. Gentry was minus 250 to score a touchdown tonight. You sort of get those Derrick Henry type of numbers with Gentry, at least tonight. And, we've been tracking the numbers all season long. If you tune into our shows, you remember one night we were talking about Gentry. They were playing Hawaii. And Gentry was minus 2,200 to score a touchdown. Minus 2,200. You'd have to bet $2,200 to win $100 on him to score a touchdown. And as good as he is, he's not like a touchdown machine. He racked up a bunch of yards. So, if you look, he hasn't scored a million touchdowns, especially, as the season went on, a touchdown a game type of thing. So, he was minus 250 tonight. I sort of thought it was all or nothing with him. It's like, all right, I'll play him to get the first touchdown at plus 375. And if he gets going, maybe he can score 2 touchdowns, and at least we'll get plus 190 with that. A little sprinkle on the plus money, but we're not playing minus 250 to score a touchdown. And Gentry does not have a touchdown yet. And ironically enough, we expected at least one of the running backs of the Penn State Nittany Lions to score a touchdown. It's been the Tyler Warren show tonight. Man, this kid is unbelievable. Tyler Warren has just absolutely dominated this football game. Now, two touchdowns tonight for Warren. How big is Warren exactly, just to be exact? You know what's weird? He doesn't look 6'6". It's the Penn State uniform, right? When the Penn State uniform, you're in white, they all look the same. It's very deceptive to see, how big, or, they wear black shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to tell how big, some of these, or small, some of these Penn State players are in a way. So Warren, I didn't realize he was actually 6'6", 257 pounds. That's why I think about that. And the kid, like I said, he's got hands like a wide receiver. I mean, man, this kid can ball. And he's a senior. I want this guy on my football team if I was in the National Football League. And he's one of these guys, too, that he's going to end up on a good football team because he's not going to get drafted in, the top 10 or anything like that, top 12, 15. But some good team late in the first round or in the second round could say, you know what, we got to get this guy. This guy's a baller. All right, so speaking of which, Boise State's going to need to start balling, and they need Gentry to pop one. Right? They need Gentry to pop one. He's got 13 games with 125 plus rush yards this year. Penn State have only allowed one player to rush for 100 plus yards, but we've seen some teams rack up some yards. We've defended Gentry. I'm not throwing him under the bus, but I've been like, okay, he's going to pop one at some point. Just be patient. At some point, he's going to need to step up, right? Honestly, the rest of the team is playing pretty well. You can't put this on the you can't put this all on the quarterback, and he just completed a nice pass to pick up a first down, right? Now I said this about 20 minutes ago, but Gentry needs to step up at some point here and make a play for his team, right? Move the ball 40, 50 yards on one play. Get everybody fired up into this thing again. He just sort of, nice run on first down there. Picked up about 6. He's sort of chipping away. We've got that same game parlay with Gentry. Over 20 yards receiving. He's got 23 right now. Over 100 yards rushing. And him to score a touchdown. So I'd like to see him have a nice drive here and finish it off with a touchdown, and we'll have a legitimate chance of winning this bet. It doesn't feel like it, but he's chipping away. He's getting closer to 100. All right, nice play. All right, Boise, you're moving the ball. It's going to be first down right now on about the Penn State 46-yard line right now. And this game is, it could have turned into a disaster just from an entertainment standpoint. It's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good game, and it's competitive at least for bettors as well. If you got Penn State minus the points, this isn't locked in for you. And if you got Boise State plus the points, this isn't locked in for you, right? This game is still up in the air for betting purposes, similar to the total. There's a lot of stuff left to be decided here. All right. Genty just picked up like another 5 or so. Like I said, they're going to start to add up the yards as far as the props. But we need them to score that touchdown. And we need Boise to keep the wheels moving here for the total. Right? They make it 24-21. We go into the fourth quarter. We got a competitive game. And who knows? Maybe this game can end up in overtime potentially somehow. I thought he was a little higher right now than he is. He's only up to seeing 48. I think they might be a little bit behind. Oh. He's, you know what? The Boise State offensive line, they're doing a pretty good job on this drive of creating an original hole. So he's getting through the original hole, but the problem is the Penn State players are so fast, man. They're so good. Man, Penn State are a good football team. They're so fast. They're closing the hole quickly, and normally he bounces off the first couple of tackles. He's not bouncing off the tackles tonight. Like Penn State, and it's like there's 2 of them on him all the time. 3rd and 5, massive play. They're in 2-down territory.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Absolutely brutal, unbelievable. I swear to God, every time we go to a commercial break, it's uncanny. We've been doing this show for years on this network, and I swear every time we go to a commercial break, a touchdown happens. And a touchdown just happened, but the refs are screwing Boise State. They called a personal foul for hands to the face, an offensive lineman. And it was unbelievable. They just scored a touchdown, and now suddenly they're on the 35-yard line in a 2nd and 24. The refs have been pinching Boise more than Penn State tonight. I got to tell you that. Now they're in a 3rd and 24. They just threw it to Genty again, but he got hit right away. Unbelievable, that call. Was it hands to the face? Yeah, I guess it was. Whatever, dude. These kids are playing their hearts out in the playoffs here. The Penn State dude had his hands up too. You know what I mean? To take a touchdown off the board for that. It didn't, I get it if it's I get it. It was yeah, listen, it was a hands to the face and it affected him getting to the quarterback, and that's why the play happened. It's not really what happened, right? The ball was kind of already gone, and Buddy, it was a personal foul. It was a stupid move of the dude on the Boise State Broncos. You just cost your team 7 points, kid. It would be 24-21 right now going into the fourth quarter. Instead, it's 3rd and 24. And we know their kicker sucks. God, that was a bad, I can't really blame the ref. It is what it is. It was right in front of the ref. It was pretty blatant, too. He got his hand, underneath, and he hit him. It's dude, why? Why do that now? The game's on the line, man. Yeah, who was that? Number 17. It was an amazing play. The receiver on Boise. He caught the ball, cut through Strachan, Prince Strachan, cut through the lanes, bounced off a couple of people. Beautiful touchdown. Got to get him right back in the game, and then you get this personal foul. Seriously, I hope it was worth it, bro. I hope the shot. I hope the shot to the jaw was worth it, bro. Son of a Happy New Year, my ass. Like I said, too, there's been a couple of calls the Penn State, the wide receiver got away with that pass interference call, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie. Boise have gotten away. The referees, for the most part, have this. That's what bothers me, too. The referees, this crew, they're letting a lot of stuff go, right? There's been a few, little small hits out of bounds. There's been a couple of pile-ons. There's been a lot of clutching and grabbing by both teams with the defensive backs. They've called pass interference a couple of times, but they've kind of had to. It's both teams are pass interfering. I'll say that, this point blank. So, all right, fine. You guys are doing a nice job of letting the players decide, and you're staying out of the way. But, really? You're gonna. The referees always say it's their instinct. If they instinctively reach for the flag, then they were right, in their opinion. So, it's hard for referees. I'm not throwing them under the bus, really. I'm saying that it's hard for referees to differentiate the importance of a certain moment or, you know what I mean? Okay, I can't do it now because he thinks it's a penalty, it's a penalty. So it is what it is. We got to deal with it and move on. But Boise are beating themselves. The kids shouldn't have done it. It is what it is. I see their coach talking right now. I still don't like that decision when they decided not to go for it. Don't forget, that did turn into 3 points for Penn State. And you're down by 10 right now. You could be down, who knows, maybe you could have gotten 3 out of it. And on the next play, they throw an interception. See? One play, they get a touchdown. Next play, they throw an interception, and Penn State just return it to midfield. You want to talk about a game swing. Game, set, match. That was there's a flag on the play. Now, what's this flag? You're going to penalize Boise for something again? Unbelievable, huh? Touchdown on one play. Flag, next pass, intercepted. It's 3rd and 24. You guys shouldn't have went for it all like that and just thrown that pass down the field like that either. Now what's the ref doing here now? Personal foul, Penn State. But it's after the play. It's not it's not Boise State's ball because of the flag. It's after the play, so it's going to set them back. But dear God, that was a big swing for the bets. That was a massive swing for the total. Man, it was about to be. It was 24-21. We were going to be at 45 points going into the fourth quarter. Now we're still down 10. Now if Penn State score, we're not covering suddenly. Now the total hits a wall at 38. Now Penn State has the ball, but now even Boise, they're going to have to march all the way down the field again. They don't really have big play capability. Everything is sort of like, dink and dunk, 8 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards. And it worked. It worked. You scored the damn touchdown, and your dumbass offensive lineman has to hit someone in the face. Man, that's big. And literally the next play, they throw an interception. Like, how many times do you see this all the time? You knew it was coming. Like I said, it was 3rd and 24. You should have just did what you were always doing. Throw it to, like, number 17 over the middle of the field again. Let them pick up, like, 12, 16 yards. And then kick the field goal. Make it 24-17, and you get something out of it. The quarterback finally got rattled, made a mistake. They were all frustrated and upset after the touchdown got taken off the board. But for the love of God, the next play, you throw an interception. So instead of being 24-21, it's 24-14. Instead of the point spread and the total, everything just changed, man. Everything just changed. 24-14 right now. 12.5 is the new point spread. 51.5 is the in-game total. Like, for the love of God, that was frustrating, man. It's going to happen. But that was extremely frustrating. It's all part of football. We get it. You know what I mean? You got to take the good with the bad. But it's been a lot of bad tonight.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun. I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go yet.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashed in.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Well, it's New Year's Eve, and George is getting upset as the Boise State Broncos, man, they're so close, yet they're so far. It's one of these deals. Yet, listen, they're lingering, right? We're getting 12 points. They're down by 10 right now. They missed a field goal. They had a touchdown taken off the board. If ends and buts were candies and nuts, but it could be 24-24 right now. And forget about the field goal, because the field goal sucked. He missed it. That touchdown, though, man, it should be 24-21 right now. But weird play calls from Penn State. They just had a 3rd and 1, and they decided to throw it deep, and they didn't get it, and now they just punted the ball back to Boise State right now. So updated point spread is 10.5. There's still 13.5 minutes left in this football game. The total is 50.5 right now. Let's bring in Sean Higgs in the house. Sean, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us. What do you think of this game right now?
I'm hoping for a Boise out right here, but I'm with you, a little frustrated about what we're seeing right now. At least we'll get the cover, hopefully. I think the back door is still open. The 10 or 11, whatever you get at, should still catch for us. But, man, just frustrating because, like you said, candies and nuts, ifs and buts. I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda. A possibility to win this game outright. Now it could get away from us and we could lose this one by 20. I'm a little nervous right now the fourth starts up here.
Ashton Genty, 20 carries up to 59 yards right now. So he's sort of chipping away, but he's only averaging 3 yards a carry. I don't know why they're not throwing it to him out of the backfield more. I know he's got 3 catches now. One of them he just got lit up on, but the Boise play calling has been erratic a little bit at times. And I didn't like the fact that they didn't go for it on 4th and 1, even though it was on their own 24-yard line. But I've been saying this. It's just so frustrating, Sean, that last touchdown. They did everything so well.
Yep.
You marched down the field. You converted on 3rd downs. Genty was starting to pop a couple of runs for 5, 6, 7 yards. You know, number 17, Strachan, great play. You know what I mean? Great play by the wide receiver to get into the end zone, the yards after the catch. And for the lineman to do that is just so stupid, man. You know, this could be the backbreaker, bro. And I got the over, too. That was the killer for the total. We would have been at 45.
Yeah, Penn State's going to play the old keep away now. Run it, milk the clock. They'll pull old Michigan here, like your boys today. Run that play clock down to 2. Keep them off the field.
Yeah, Michigan pushed the envelope a little bit with that. Michigan got up 16-0 and basically said, all right, you know, we're running the ball on every play from here on out. We're going to hold on for dear life. And they ended up pulling it off. Unbelievable. Plus 550 on the money line, Michigan. Listen, I'm a diehard Michigan fan. I bet the money line in game. Once the game, when I jumped in, I was like, man, they're actually balling. But I bet them plus the points before the game.
That's balling. They got turnovers. They're up 16-0 before you blinked, and it was 16-10 at the half, and it was 16-10 going to the fourth quarter. They were fortunate. Alabama. Everyone played for Bama. The line went from 10 to 7. I grabbed the 10.5. I'm like, wow, guys are going to sit out for Alabama. They owe nothing to the board. We were talking about it. I'm like, they don't know this guy anything. No, they'll go to the draft. And yet it was the other way around. Michigan had some guys leave, and this line shoots to 17. And that's how you start. What would they fumble and turn an interception? What, 4 to 5 first possessions? Ridiculous.
It was the rain. Well, it's kind of crazy that some rain just ruined Alabama, but a torrential downpour started, and literally in this 10 minutes of real time, Bama turned the ball over 3 times. Jalen fumbled it. He threw an interception. They slipped. It was one thing after another. And, Michigan could have converted more, but at least they did squeeze 16 points out of the 3 turnovers. Now Boise are falling apart, guys. The quarterback is a problem suddenly. Now that he's feeling the pressure, on 1st down, he gets called for intentional grounding. 2nd down, just another little shaky pass. Suddenly they're 3rd and 21 right now on their own 12-yard line. There's still 13 minutes left, but they could be a play away from punting from their own end zone here. And I've been saying it, Sean. Boise could cover. Penn State could cover. Before, I was saying it could go over. It could go under. Now, man, the under is starting to look better because of the last not touchdown. It's 48.5 right now. And they run the ball, Boise. Oh, Genty. 3rd and 21. Genty gets the 1st down on the ground.
Who's that, Daniel Tomlinson?
Wow.
3rd and 21, finally. Let's run it.
Yeah, we've been waiting for the pop. We've been waiting for him to pop one. He finally pops one. Genty pops one. 3rd.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go here.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, I guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Well, this game has been interesting, if anything. Frustrating from, the bettors, but welcome to being a bettor. It is what it is. But Ashton Genty started to get it going. I'm Gabriel Morency. Sean Higgs in the house with us. Happy New Year's to everybody on the East Coast. I know it's the countdown is on. Thanks for spending the night with us. Ashton Genty, of course, we go to a commercial break. I would have preferred a Boise touchdown, but every time we go to a break, Sean, there's always a touchdown on the show.
Yes,
there wasn't there was a touchdown that got overturned. That was during a break last time, but Genty finally popped one. I told you guys he's gonna stay with it. He's gonna get one. He's gonna get one. I was hoping he could have escaped all the way for the touchdown, but he popped a 26-yard run, and now he's up to 95 yards. Right? If we can get a touchdown home, we got a puncher's chance of winning this. Basically, if he scores a touchdown, we could win that same game parlay, essentially, because they're going to keep moving the ball. He's going to get more than 5 yards on this drive, so he's going to pass 100. He needs 131 to pass Barry Sanders for the all-time record. Madsen, and good call by you, Sean. I know you cashed a ticket with Ashton Genty over 15.5 receiving yards, although he did lose a yard on the last one. Because I got over 20, and he was at 23. He's at 22 right now. But I'd like to see them throw it to him a little bit more once again. But I like the quarterback tonight, Sean. Madsen. It was 175.5. I kind of figured that Boise would be playing from behind a little bit. And I also figured that Boise wouldn't just know. I figured Boise knew. Yeah, we can't just hand the ball off to Genty 50 times. So we're going to throw the ball a little bit. And easy winner, bro. He's at 236 right now. And he's been over 175.5 for like the last hour.
I'm annoyed I didn't take that one because I thought I took the receiving yards thinking they're going to stack the box, right? They're going to try to stop him. Heisman guy, great running back. I don't know. Sometimes things just get past you. That was one I don't like to kick myself.
It's hard to think about everything all the time, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just bring it up. I'm like, you know what? Why was I thinking? Because I thought all it takes is for them to throw over the top a little bit, and it's a flare. And I like them to cover. I like them to maybe score the outright win. Why wouldn't this guy be throwing for 250 yards this game? I get blinded. You get blinded sometimes. It happens.
The field goal was frustrating, but okay, kickers are going to miss. It's just that he missed so poorly. There's an injury on the field. It's Jalen Reed, linebacker. And it took a while, actually. He was on the field, and, the players were all sort of praying around him and stuff, but seems to be a little overly dramatic. He's walking off the field right now. So it's 1st and 10 on the Penn State 25-yard line. Boise had been here before. They got to finish it off, though, this time. Genty gets stuffed on first down. At least a field goal. But, we got a touchdown. Field goal, whatever. You're still down 7, and, the clock is ticking. There's 11 minutes left now. We got a touchdown here, Sean. We got a game. 24-21, 10 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? Then it gets real. We need a touchdown right now.
It's a game right now. I mean, say they go for it and fail, and it's Penn State ball inside their own 15. It's still a game. I mean, it's a good one.
Right,
listen,
let's go. Finish it off. Run. Nice run by the quarterback. Good job, kid. You screwed up before. I didn't like that interception, but good job, Madsen, on that play. Just nice run. It was there. He took it. Like I said, he's not the most athletic kid, but he can, you know what I mean? When he takes off, he's chunky, right? You saw that, he's like a little bowling ball. He just sort of rolled for 12 yards there. Watch it. You got to watch it, though. And then he makes the mistake. He did this before, or they you know what I mean? They went back. They did this before where they had first from whatever, the 10, and then suddenly they're on the 22. He just did it again. It's like, kid, you just made a nice play. You've got to know, you got to get rid of the ball, bro. Oh, 2nd and 20 now suddenly. Man, they make their lives hard, this team.
See, that's where he's thinking, I got away last time. I got yardage. I'm going to get fancy and dance around the guy coming in at me. And he takes a 10-yard sack instead of,
No, you got yards before because you were running straight. You can't run sideways, kid. They're faster than you.
That's frustrating.
God, I thought that was going to be caught, too, and he was a little off. The receiver was open. Now the QB missed him.
What do you think? You think they'll be going for it here, or do they take the 3? You got to take the 3. You're not 10.
The problem is there's 3rd and 20, and their kicker, I don't know if their kicker sucks, but, the first kick he shanked. This is where they made a mistake earlier in the game, Sean. They were in the same spot, a 3rd and 20, and instead of just sort of playing for the field goal, they threw it into the end zone, and he got intercepted. So they got to be careful here. You're really going to try to score a touchdown? You're on the 21-yard line here right now. I would throw it 10, 15 yards and try to hope that they get yards after the catch.
Yeah.
He's got time.
Even if you don't.
See, where's the pass interference there? He was all over him. Son of a bitch.
I was going to say.
4th and 20. They move all the way down the field and they go backwards, man.
See, I would have thought you go a little short, make it a 4th and 10, a little closer. If you're going to go for it on 4th and 10,
why not dump it off to Genty there, Sean, instead of going down the field? Dump it off to Genty and see if he can pop it again. You know what I mean? And if not, you make it an easier field goal.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. And if you don't want to go field goal, at least you chopped off 8 yards instead of getting 20, you got to get 12. Or you get the pass interference, which they're not getting any flags, but.
And he missed.
Oh, my gosh.
He missed again. Holy crap, man. You guys move the ball down the field, and come away empty-handed again. He was closer, but whatever. It was only a 38-yarder, too, man. 38-yarder.
This chubby guy. What is going on here with this kicker? Terrible.
So he's missed 6, and we're down by 10. And we've had a touchdown taken off the board. It's 13 points. Be winning the game. Look at this.
Look at this.
Really, kid? And like I said, too, though, bro, I blame the Boise coach. It's 3rd and 20. You know your kicker. You got to get it even easier, closer for him.
I was going to say, he just missed one. What are we doing?
Man, that's on the coach. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can blame the kicker and the kid all we want, but, it's 3rd and 20 and you throw a bomb. Yeah, let's throw it deep again here and see what happens. You have Ashton Genty. He just picked up 26 yards when he ran on the last 3rd and long. You're telling me he couldn't give you 8 yards? And they were even playing back. He could have given you 8 yards or something, turned it into a 25-yard field goal. But no. Let's, you know what I mean? I'm almost speechless here, bro. I want
Look
to
at
like,
the total
this
now.
is getting frustrating.
44.5 plus 150. They're daring you to take the under.
44.5, huh? You know, if it was 43 and if it was 43.5, I would jump in because it'd be only 10 more points. A field goal and a touchdown. Boise are going to have, like, I don't know. Are Boise just not going to score again? Maybe they're not.
I was going to say, because the thought process is Boise's going to score a late one just based on Penn State letting them march down the field to make it 24-21 or 27-24. You know, like, I think
you can't
Penn
trust their kicker, though. If you're Boise, though, you almost need 2 touchdowns. And there's 9 minutes left. There's time. But you keep wasting time. You keep on moving the ball down the field and not getting anything.
I got to see how Penn State comes out. I think Penn State's not going to come out aggressive and throw it, you think, do you? You think they're going to come out and just try to score another touchdown? Or are they going to just...
They're going to chip away. They're going to run the ball.
It'll be a 5-minute drive here.
Wow. You know, Boise's defense have played their hearts out, too. Like, if you're Boise State and you're their defense, you've held the Penn State to 24 points. Pretty impressive.
You got to be happy.
Right? Like, you know what I mean? You've given yourself a chance to win. Just point blank.
Yes.
The mistakes on offense, man. 2 missed field goals, a stupid, selfish, personal foul on the offensive line that takes a touchdown off the board. This is ridiculous.
I think that's good games today, man.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
Like, they may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all people.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
The last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go yet.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, I guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Well, you know what? Something tells me that the over's in a little bit of trouble, considering it just dropped to 41.5. It just popped back up to 44.5. 44.5 right now as Boise got Penn State in a 3rd and 8 situation, but Penn State gets the first down. There's only so much Boise's defense can do. They've gotten the ball back to their offense repeatedly, numerous times in the second half here. And so Boise State marched all the way down the field once, threw an interception. Marched all the way, got nothing, marched all the way down the field another time, got a touchdown and got it taken off the board. And then they march down the field again right now, pick up a big first down. They're all like the 18-yard line or something. Once again, could cut it to 24-21, get sacked, lose a ton of yards, and then miss a 38-yard field goal. And here we are right now, like having to pray that Penn State don't score another point, another field goal. All right, I got 12. Like, that'll just be the last dagger, bro. Like, if they win by 13 here.
Well, the good thing is if they get that field goal there, here comes the zone, and then you need the garbage touchdown, which in the NFL is sort of a gimme. Although in college, not as easy to get, but still alive. If I'm you, I'm thinking I want 3 because then they're going to loosen up because they know they don't got a field goal kicker. They're going for 7.
No,
Seven's not going to beat them.
I just want to stop. I want to get this over with. They got him in a 2nd and 13. Come up with a couple of plays here. Like Penn State, they're just going to run it. You know they're running it. Oh, and there it goes. Wow. And there's the dagger. There's the dagger. Touchdown. At least I did have, actually, an anytime Singleton touchdown prop. Nicholas Singleton with the touchdown. So, there's, you know what? Better than nothing. There's another winner. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Wow, man, this game. And not to mention, too, after the touchdown got nullified by Boise, they threw an interception on the next snap, the next play. Like, that's it. There's the dagger. They hung around. And there's no excuses. Like, I'm not making excuses for Boise. It's just frustrating as a bettor. So I'm not making excuses for them. That's the difference of, like, Penn State are used to playing in these high-level football games under pressure. We're seeing Boise State are cracking a little bit under pressure. That's why they're making these mistakes, right? I don't think their kicker's that bad, but suddenly, you can't make a kick. And this is just going to be, now we need a touchdown. Well, Sean, you said, well, maybe it's good. Well, now I need a garbage touchdown for Boise for the cover here now.
I was saying a field goal would have been all right. Because then at that point, what I'm saying? A field goal, they're going for 7, right? I mean, the field goal, they're not down 10 and trying to get 2 and kicking like a 47-yarder. The field goal kickers missed twice. There's no way they're kicking a field goal. So my point was that they'd go up, you get the soft defense, and then they'd score and get the back door for you. I think you're going to get the back door here anyway. I mean, there's 4 minutes to go?
I got a 54 as well. I got 12 and I got a 54. I'm looking, the props weren't bad, actually. We hit the Madsen because I haven't been paid for those yet. Normally, the NFL, they pay you right away. But I hit the Madsen QB yard prop. I hit Genty over 1.5 receptions. We just hit Singleton anytime touchdown. So there are some wins coming home here. And the game's not over yet. I'm going to stay positive, Sean. I need 10 points for the over to get to 55. Sammy Hager, I can't drive 55. Let's get there. All right, so this game is flying by. We're under 5 minutes left right now. They got Genty returning the kick. Man, look at a Penn State kickoff specialist here. Look at this dude, number 99. It's a chunky dude. I can see why he's the kickoff guy.
Plus 16.5, you're coming in or what? What are you doing? Are you going to just sit tight?
I got to pray. I'm already on him. It's touchdown or bust here. And Genty just returned it out of the end zone and got stuffed on the 10-yard line. So now they got to go 90 yards. Great. Oh, God. Okay, Sean, so before we get you out of here, tomorrow's games, Texas. You're in Texas. We got Texas Longhorns playing in Atlanta at the Peach Bowl against Arizona State. I think you and I spoke earlier about this football game and agreed. I don't know if I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's going back up right now. It went down to 12. It's up to 13. It seems like it's moving up everywhere, Sean. I do like the Horns here. They're minus 13. The total's 51.5.
I think it's going to be it's a shootout this game. I like this kid over passing yards for him, for the quarterback for Arizona State. They're going to be trailing, and I like the over 51. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be like a 48-30. I think it's going to be kind of a wild one.
Yeah, you know what? I feel the same way, which I'm kind of scared about. Just that, is the script going to play out the way, a lot of us think that it will. I don't know if it's that high scoring, but it doesn't have to be to get to the over. I'm thinking more, 37-21. 37-21 type thing. They get into the mid-50s or 60s, but wouldn't surprise me if it was a track meet, actually. Ohio State and the Ducks, the Rose Bowl, baby, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. Ohio State are 2.5-point favorites. The total's 55.5.
I'm on the over already. I think I'm coming in on Ohio State. I think they pull it off here. Why do I? They're favored. I mean, why? Because it's a revenge game. I mean, we saw them lose to Michigan and to Oregon. Oregon played one tough game. You know, the Wisconsin game I'll throw out the window for their. They scored 30 in every other game, and they're an underdog. What's that about? Trying to tell me something there. Give me the Buckeyes and the over.
And what are you doing with Georgia and Notre Dame?
I got a Notre Dame future, so I took Georgia money line just to protect myself there. I think this is an under though. I think this is just an ugly street fight.
You know, a lot of people think.
Pair.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Even 17-14 wouldn't shock people. It's just so low at 45. But, yeah, you got to believe that this really is just going to be a rock fight. Yeah, there's a lot of speed on that field, man, and 45 is a low total. Sean Higgs, enjoy the rest of your New Year's. Thanks for joining us on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's, Sean, to you and your family.
You guys as well. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year's. Talk to you next year, as they say.
Yeah. We'll see you in 2025. There's Sean Higgs with his 31-14 Penn State Nittany Lions right now. We got to cry home 10 points here, guys. Boise State are spinning their wheels. They're not, but they got saved. They just got saved by a penalty. 1st and 15, 85 yards to go.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go here.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, I guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashed.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
In-game live, game day, New Year's Eve special edition. Happy New Year's to everybody, and it's a better Happy New Year's if you're on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Shout out to our boy Dave Sharapan, who's at the football game tonight. Definitely enjoying himself. And now we got a 4th and 10 coming up here. You know, this is one of those, like, just frustrating football games. You know, and I'm not a Boise State fan, so we'll move on after the game, and it is what it is. But As far as, like, the cover is concerned, I mean, like, really? We were right there, guys. I mean, it was 24-14. They move the ball down the field. They score a touchdown. It doesn't count. Then they throw an interception on the next play. Then they move the ball down the field again. They're on, like, the 10-yard line, 12-yard line, whatever. And then the quarterback gets sacked. Next thing you know, they got to kick a field goal. They missed a field goal. It's been constant. And there's another interception. It would have been better, actually, for me if Penn State didn't catch that and they had the ball on, like, the Boise 10-yard line. They could have punched it in. And, you know, for over-bettors, it would have been better at Boise State if he didn't catch that. If Penn State would have had the ball on the Boise 10-yard line, their 8-yard line, where was it? It was at 25. If they would have had the ball, like, closer, they could have potentially just punched it in by accident even. And then, you know, we can get a garbage play on the way out. But the quarterback of Boise State has completely hit the wall. Like, this kid is 1,000,000% rattled ever since the interception after the touchdown. The quarterback, let's just call it out for what it is. The quarterback of Boise's like freaking Madsen's rattled. We won our prop with him, but he just hit a wall here in the fourth quarter. You know, he had that one nice run for a first down, and then on the next play, he got sacked. He could have thrown the ball away, and he set him back, and he put him in a 2nd and 22. So, like I said, there's a lot of little things here, but honestly, when you add it all up, there were a lot of, like, things that Boise could have done better, and that's just, there's levels to this. But I'm not, you know what, and, you know, we live in a social media world. Everybody gets ripped and torn apart right away. It was a great season by Boise State. They belonged. Penn State are a freaking good football team. And this, you know, final scores, you know, you always the saying, you know what, the final score wasn't a true indication of what really happened in the game. Sometimes, you know, a game, the score a team will lose by 10 or something, but really they got murdered and they scored some garbage points or whatnot. Like, it's deceptive. This one, people will look, oh, yeah, Penn State beat them by, 31-14 easily. No, not really, right? Like, if, I'm not going to disrespect Penn State, but they're not winning the national championship. I'm telling you that right now, right? They beat SMU and Boise, teams that are beating themselves. Like, they're going to, once they face, like, the elite teams aren't going to choke under the spotlight because, quite frankly, Boise choked a little bit here. Their quarterback did in the fourth quarter. So Brady Cannon said he's going to be on tomorrow during the Peach Bowl in the afternoon with Adam Kaufman. Joe Ranieri, Cam Stewart will be on during the Rose Bowl, so you can keep it locked here on the grid tomorrow during these football games. I'll see you once again on Thursday night on Sports Rage. But as far as the football games tomorrow are concerned, we've asked all of our guests their different opinions on these games. And first up, we've got 1 o'clock Eastern. 1 o'clock Eastern, noon pregame, but 1 o'clock Eastern kickoff, Texas and Arizona State in Atlanta. So this game is indoors. Arizona State without their top wide receiver, which didn't really affect them against Iowa State. And their wide receivers were pretty good. And their quarterback is pretty good as well. Arizona State, it's not just Scadaboo. Scadaboo is an elite back. He's a wrecking ball. Once he starts running downhill, he's really hard to stop. But the strength of the Texas Longhorn football team is that defensive line, right? The Longhorns, you can throw the ball on the Longhorns. Like, if you're going to beat Texas, you need to throw the ball, right? So that's like, you know what I mean? Like, when Texas are going to have problems with teams, it's like teams, we saw, Georgia picked up chunks through the air against them. Right, but teams, if you're just going to try to run the ball and bully Texas, it's not a good idea. In past years, the Horns have been soft. They're not. Their defensive line is great. Maybe I'm being a little bit too dismissive of Arizona State, and I respect them. But at the same point in time, I liked, and I was on Clemson plus the points and the over that football game. But I really like what I saw from Texas. Moving forward, I like the fact of, like, Sarkisian's been in this spot before. Ewers has been in these big game spots before. It's in SEC country here in Georgia. There's going to be a ton of Texas fans. They're going to feel comfortable in the stadium. Although they've lost in the stadium, but they're going to feel comfortable here. I do like the over as well, over 51.5. We'll wrap up on the other side. Still 3 minutes left in the football game.
when nights grow long. As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
They may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go yet.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
In-game live game day, New Year's Eve edition. Happy New Year's to everybody. I am Gabriel Morency, SportsGrid Radio and Television Networks. Like I said, keep it locked in on the grid tomorrow. There'll be in-game lives going on during the college football games all day long. I will be watching along with you and watching the games tomorrow. So as I stated, listen, there's 2 minutes left here. We're at the 2-minute, they call it the 2-minute break, not 2-minute warning. 2-minute break. Boise are beaten down right now. Their quarterback is worn out. And Genty, they're handing the ball off now. They're down by 17 with 2 minutes left. They just handed the ball off. And you know what sucks? If they scored a garbage touchdown here, they would cover the point spread, which wouldn't suck for us, but it's just frustrating that they're spiritually done. You know what I mean? They were in this game. They were right there. And they kind of did a good job of overcoming a lot of mistakes. And all right, shake it off. Well, Taylor Swift's tour has come to an end. Boise State couldn't shake it off anymore. That was that. Eventually, they're kids, too. Eventually, they're going to break. And the breaking point was that overturned touchdown. That was the breaking point of the football game, point blank, man. There was 8 minutes left in the third quarter or whatever, 6, 7, you know what I mean? It was real. It was wow, Boise are on the move. They're back. You know what I mean? They're really in this game. They're going to make it 24-21 right now. They were down big early. They're coming back. They scored the touchdown. They were all celebrating. Ref throws the late flag. He didn't have to throw it. It didn't affect the play, but it was a hands to the face, so it is what it is. And I'm not using it as an excuse because they wouldn't have won. They just would have covered. So it's not they would. You know what I mean? They just would have only covered the spread because of it, but it's frustrating because, that's all that matters to us. The money line was another story, but, just frustrating. Did Genty get to 100 when it was all said and done? Where's Genty at now? He did. Genty gets to 100, but it was a soft 100, and he's not going to break Barry Sanders' record. He's short by 30 yards right now. Actually, you know what? There's 2 minutes left. Oh, that's why they're giving it to him, even though they're losing by 17. Bingo. That's why they're giving it to him. All right, Genty. Whatever, bro. If you're going to do it, please, pop one for a touchdown. And end in style here, right? And then people, I swear to God, you're going to see it. If he gets the record right now, they're going to, he got it in garbage time and stuff, and he got it in more games and blah, blah, blah. But, I just, because they were handing it off to Genty, I'm like, guys, you're down by 17. Like, why are you running the ball here now? And bingo, now I realize he's 30 yards away from the all-time record. So I don't blame, they want to hand the ball off to him. He's the reason that they're here right now. So I don't have a problem with it. People complain now all the time, right? Oh, you got to go for the record. And then if you get the record, they complain that you didn't do the record and this and that. It's funny, too, because you look at the difference of Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders tweeted out at Genty before the game tonight saying, I wish you the best of luck. I got my popcorn watching. And then you got Eric Dickerson, who's like, no, I don't want I hope he doesn't break it. Although Dickerson did admit, he said, I don't blame him for the extra games. He said, I had more games than O.J. Simpson did. He goes, but I still don't want him to break it. So that's one thing that wasn't really in context with Dickerson's quotes. And they keep giving the ball to Genty right now, and he's not getting anything. It's like, guys, you better throw the ball, and you give the ball to Genty again after. Don't just make this about him. He's not picking anything up. It's not working. So they're in a 3rd and 8 right now. All right, they got the ball. Like, the referee just threw a flag. Like, are you going to screw Boise even on a garbage touchdown drive on the way out here? What are you going to call here? You know it's going to be on Boise. First down Boise. They just picked up like 15, 20. Yeah, good call, ref. Good call, ref. There's $1.28 left. How much money do you have on this game, you jackass? What conference is this crew from, anyways? Like, seriously, bro. There's $1.26 left in the game. They got a first down. We better call a penalty. Why? It's a 31-14 game. You've already been screwing them all night. They just want to make sure. It's this stuff. I'm not one of these, it's rigged and this and that. I got to tell you, though, I'm starting to wonder about this ref a little bit. It's like, yeah, bro, like, what? Did you go to Penn State? How much money do you have? Like, what, is your brother put the bet in? Make sure, don't affect the game. Just make sure they don't cover. All right, here we go. Run, kid, run. Don't dance, run. Kid starts high-stepping like Deion Sanders down the sideline. It's like, bro, run. All right, they got the first down. See, that's what I'm saying. Now you can mix in a run with Genty if you want here. They don't have any timeouts left. There's $1.07 left, and now they're on the 31-yard line. But this is the cover, guys. Let's see if Boise, can you pull this off? Come on, Genty. They keep giving it to Genty, and Genty keeps, like, doing nothing with it. Like, it's like he's not, like, you know what I mean? He's not even trying. He's, like, running right into the line and getting tackled. And now the clock is ticking. You don't have any timeouts left. Give up the effing record, bro. Throw the damn ball. All right, who just called a timeout? Did they have one timeout left? Or was that a Penn State timeout? Whatever. We got a timeout with 46 seconds left. And this is a real screw job now for the bettors. They seem more concerned with trying to get Genty his stupid record right now. And the problem is, you're not going to get it like this. You know what I mean? Maybe if you did some pitch play or a creative little run or something, but they're literally just handing it off, and Genty is running right into the wall and then getting tackled. It's like you're losing yards. Like, he's had like 4 carries for 3 yards in the last couple of plays here. It's like, all right, guys, and you're almost to the point now where you're at the point of the field where you'd have to give it to him all the time to get this. Like, is this what you're going to do? It's 2nd and 9 right now. Just score the damn touchdown. I like Ashton Genty. I've been betting on football since 1981, and I've never seen this before. I've never been in a position where I'm like, oh, my God, they're not going to cover because they're trying to get some dude a record because they're trying to hand a football off right now. Like, it's 2nd and 9 right now, 46 seconds left. I don't know what the hell Franklin's doing. Franklin's a jerk, too. What do? The game's over, bro. Stop overcoaching and walking around. I know you want your moment in the sun on TV. That's all this is right now. Franklin knows I won. You all rip me. I'm going to call the time. I'm going to bask in this. The cameras are on me. It's like Tito Ortiz in the UFC days. When Tito Ortiz, certain people, I always know when the camera's on. Brian Kelly on the sideline always knows when the camera's on him. You know what I mean? Oh, it's when he starts making the faces when the camera's on. Jane, we get it. We get it, Franklin. You're showboating here. Oh, look at me. I won. Okay. Man, I don't understand how Penn State had an easier path than the Oregon Ducks do. But the Penn State Nittany Lions are going to be moving on to the Capital One Orange Bowl to take on the winner of Notre Dame and Georgia. And they could beat either one of those teams, actually. So they just threw the ball on 2nd and 9. Can we, this is actually the last bet of the new year for us. Unless we place a bet before midnight. And there are some NBA games. The Cavs are up on the Lakers, but everything is sort of coming to an end. There's a college basketball game, Utah State and Nevada. But I'm just stating, this is our last show of the year. Let's end it with a win here. Let's end it with a backdoor cover. It's 3rd and 5, 43 seconds left. Give us the cover. All right, at least they threw it. Man, number 17 is good. I like Strachan. Strachan scored a touchdown. It should have been 30. It should have been 24-21. I'm like all these people right now that are in Times Square. I'm like the people in Times Square are going to be when they go home after. They're going to be screwed. Uber's going to be like $400. See, like even that, like that was a questionable pass interference call. You know what I mean? He just pushed the dude out of bounds. The ball wasn't fully there yet. Referee, no. I'm convinced. I'm telling you. I think this crew has money on Penn State. I think they're doing everything possible. They don't want Boise State to cover this point spread.
As the candles flicker, a new tradition shines. 8 nights of Hanukkah, 8 nights of winning insights.
Like they may come out slow, so you might be able to get a better number. Wow, they're favored.
With SportsGrid, every night is another chance to win.
No pick sixes today, they cover. So let's crunch it up. Let's make it happen. Let's give you our favorite props.
Let your Hanukkah winnings brighten your celebrations. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this bet than I do for this year. I'm ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all people.
You don't want them to go 13-0 and then lose the first round of the playoffs.
Red.
This is their last shot. They don't really have anywhere else to go yet.
Hot take.
By the time I hit, I guess what, Route 33 up here, that ticket's cashing.
Only on SportsGrid. In the heart of winter, when nights grow long, we come together under these lights. A team, united by purpose. Fans, bound by passion. Each holding a small flicker of hope in their hands. At SportsGrid, we believe that even the darkest nights can't dim the unity we share. One team, one stadium, one shining moment. This holiday season, we shine brighter together. Happy Hanukkah from all of us at SportsGrid.
Welcome back to In-Game Live Game Day. I am Gabriel Morency, and I'd like to tell the referees of this football game to go F themselves. I hope you have a horrible New Year, an absolutely horrible New Year. I hope your New Year's night, I hope your post-game meal, like I seriously hope when you guys go to the hotel that like you get screwed over, that the waitress doesn't like you, that you screwed her boyfriend over for the point spread, and she knows. She's like, you know how much money you cost us because of your either crooked or incompetent officiating. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, fine, ref. Fine. You want to call an illegal motion. I didn't see anything, right? With a minute and 26 left in a 17-point football game, when a team has no timeouts left, most referees, if that's the NFL, like most referees would be like, whatever, dude. We want the game to be over. It's like baseball. Like, you know what I mean? You know, I love the little synchronicities of this stuff. It's like baseball. It's like getting late in the game. Everything starts to become a strike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone knows it. It's like, yeah, listen, man. You know, I'm going to the strip club. I'm meeting someone at the hotel after. I got to meet my agent. The game's over. Whatever, dude. You know, no, I'm not calling a timeout. No, we want this to be over. Why do you think baseball players agreed to the ghost runner? Why do you think NFL players agreed to 10-minute overtimes? Whatever gets the game over faster. So referee decides after a big first down, yeah, we better call that back. Okay. And I even somewhat defended him. I said, all right, if you thought it was a penalty, you thought it was a penalty. Okay, then after, on the last drive here that would have, you know, and I don't want to tell the kid off, the quarterback of Boise State. You know, I don't put him in the same kind. I hope you have a nice post-game meal. You screwed us over for the point spread, kid. Right? You screwed us pretty good, kid, Maddox Madsen. I never trust someone named Maddox Madsen, all right? I tell you what, but, you know, the kid played hard. He got in over his head as the game went on. And then he had to throw one more pick at the end. Why not one more for the road, eh, Maddox, for Happy New Year's? Happy New Year's, my ass, unless you were on the Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm not going to say it was a lucky cover, but, yeah, you know what? You guys have bet Penn State tonight and laid the points. You know, enjoy your New Year's tonight, all right? Because, you know, I would go out, and, you know, to try to meet the ladies because you've got some luck going on here tonight. Between Boise State screwing up, between their loser kicker, missing chip shot field goals, and then their quarterback, like, you know what I mean? I never seen it like, dude, you're a classic quarterback of like, you do 5 things in a row right, and then the 6th time, like, you throw an interception. And all of his interceptions were bad, just lobbing the ball up, throwing the ball away. And then they all had a nice group hug after. Good for you. Congratulations, Boise State. Nice season. If I sound bitter, I apologize. But what a way to end it. We were hoping for a happy new year on the way out here. We did hit some props, blah, 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 but what a screw job. The late touchdown by Penn State, Boise State not scoring. That was a definition. I'm glad I'm not doing any of these games tomorrow. I can't take, I wouldn't be able to take more frustration, but I do like the card tomorrow. Tonight, I was kind of a leap of faith with Boise State. They could have, should have, would have, didn't, but I do like the card tomorrow. So we're only going to be with you for a couple more minutes. So as I was saying earlier, I like the Texas Longhorns to cover the number. I think they're going to win the football game. For the record, let's just see what a moneyline parlay pays. Texas, the Ducks, and Georgia. Plus 389. For the record, those are the 3 teams that I think are going to win tomorrow. I think Texas are going to win. I think the Ducks are going to win. And I think Georgia are going to win. And that pays plus 389. So we talked about Texas. Like I said, I like Sarkisian. I like the dynamic and the balance on both sides of the football. People criticize Quinn Ewers, but Quinn Ewers is a veteran quarterback that's been in a lot of big games. They have team speed. They're tough. Like I said, Arizona State, kind of like Boise State. They're going to be a little bit over their head here. They'll hang around and stuff, but ultimately, Texas will end up covering. I do like the over 51.5 there as well. Ohio State and the Ducks. Listen, Ohio State are a good football team, and I'm a Michigan fan. Unlike me, I can actually say that. I can't say that about us, but unlike them, we're not classless scumbags. So that's the difference. But they're a good football team. Very good football team. Ducks, I think the Ducks are going to find a way. Screw Ryan Day. Screw you, Ohio State. Go Ducks. Ducks win. Dan Lanning, Dylan Gabriel, and company get it done. Ducks, give me the Ducks plus the 2.5. Give me the over as well in that game, 55.5. I like the both overs in the early games. And then Notre Dame and Georgia, man, it's going to be a fun one, right? Ohio State and Oregon, I think, is the best game of the day. But Notre Dame and Georgia, it's just sort of like, man, it's Notre Dame, it's Georgia. Old school pedigree programs going head to head. Are Notre Dame ready for prime time? Beating Indiana at home, okay. Now you're going into the deep south here. You're going into Louisiana, the Sugar Bowl. I don't mind that Carson Beck is out. It was always about Carson Beck. Now it'll be about Etienne. Now it'll be about their ground game. Now it'll be about Gunnar Stockton running with the football and Georgia's defense stepping up. I like Riley Leonard, and we love our boy Guns. Happy New Year to all of our guests that have joined us. And Guns, a big Notre Dame guy, and he defended Riley Leonard. But I don't think Notre Dame's passing attack is fluent enough. I think Georgia are going to start stacking the box, try to slow down Jeremiah Love, but I do like Jeremiah Love to score a touchdown tomorrow. But I'm not running to the window to bet the under like everybody else, but I think Georgia wins the football game. So Texas to cover the point spread. Texas, Arizona State to go over the number. Ohio State and the Ducks to go over the number 55.5. The Ducks plus 2.5. And the nightcap, Georgia Bulldogs to win the football game. And I'll probably end up betting the over 45 just because it's so low. I will. Not probably. I will. But I like the other two overs more. Shout out to our boy Matthew George, Pat Foster. You know what? They all had VIP passes to go out in Manhattan tonight, but they said, no, we want to be here with Morency. We're not going out to party. We got business at hand. But all kidding aside, we hope that they do enjoy themselves this evening. We hope you do as well. Have a happy New Year's. Take an Uber after. Although I will say this, I saw that. They're like, drive safely and all that, take an Uber. I'm like, Ubers are cars. They get hit, too, by other drunk people. Right? It's not like that's a super safe thing, but it's a safer thing than betting on Boise State. Happy New Year.